Judge Desai gave his finding on the trial within a trial, and he found that Henri's statement, which he made to the police on the day of the murders, is admitted as evidence in court. So this means that we all got to see his statement. And if you go to Cape Etc., you'll notice that we actually published photographs of the statement so that you can read it. What this means is that the statement will now be used against Henri, and it is problematic for Henri because there are a number of discrepancies between his statement and the plea explanation that is before the court, which is Henri's version. One would think that if there were two intruders, this would be quite an important fact that you would convey to the person that is taking a witness statement from you. The next thing that was inconsistent is that the plea explanation, they don't give a timeline of events. It's kind of, we had dinner, then we watched a movie, then we went to bed, and they don't really pinpoint times on that sequence of events. Whereas in the statement, there are specific times given. The times, he says that they finished dinner by 8 o'clock. It was a Monday night. Marley went to bed at 9. He says his dad went to bed at 9. He doesn't really speak about his mom, and I assume she went to bed early. But he said himself and Rudy went to bed at 11. Advocate Breda has put it to the court that during the evidence from the neighbour, who we know testified that she heard arguing and loud noises from the house between 10 and 12, he said that Martin, Henri and Rudy were watching a movie between the hours of 10 and 12. But that's inconsistent with the witness statement, where he says that Martin went to bed at 9 o'clock in the evening and Rudy went to bed at 11 o'clock in the evening. In my view, because the statement has been admitted doesn't necessarily mean that Judge Desai will apply a lot of weight to the content. And one of the things that the defense did argue quite well in the trial within a trial is the fact that his statement is clearly paraphrased by Sergeant Milan. The weight of that statement, and considering the circumstances in which Henri found himself in that afternoon when he gave the statement, will be considerations that Judge Desai will have to give. But if he does not get a oral tested version from Henri getting into the witness box, then it's going to be difficult to draw conclusions on the weight. So this week I was surprised, so was Judge Desai, and so was Advocate Galloway, that Henri did not testify in the trial within a trial. And Judge Desai rightly said, I have to accept Sergeant Milan's evidence because it is the only evidence of what happened in that room and what happened leading up to the statement that is before this court. And the only person that could have contradicted that evidence was Henri himself, because he was in that room. After Judge Desai made his ruling in respect of the admissibility of the statement, we then started hearing evidence from the investigators who collected evidence from the crime scene. The forensic results on the evidence collected from the scene we expect to hear next week. For live updates from court as this trial unfolds, follow me on Twitter. My handle is @TraceyAMS.